Hello everybody, it's Emily here from Bright Yoga Space. So you may have seen in one of the videos that me and Carly posted yesterday that we're offering an in-person event coming up on Monday the 22nd of June. So it's in a couple of weeks, less than a couple of weeks. And as part of that event, so we're doing a sister circle, a new moon sister circle, but we're also doing an hour of a solstice kind of meditation and gathering, and as part of that we're doing some chanting or some kirtan. And I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about what that involves, because I know that for many people who have come to yoga and perhaps had more of a physical practice, an asana practice, perhaps you've delved into a bit of meditation too, but you might not have done chanting before. If you've been to my classes, you've probably experienced chanting, because I usually chant a mantra at the end of my classes, and that mantra is Lokah Samastah Sukinoh Bhavantu. That mantra is in the language Sanskrit, and that's the ancient language of yoga and of the Vedas, which is the ancient teachings that came from the rishis or the seers of sound. So Sanskrit language is actually an amazing language, and it's said to be onomatopoeic, which means that the language and the sounds themselves are actually it's said that the rishis, these seers, actually in deep meditation saw these sounds as representations of nature, of elements of nature. So the language is, it's such an ancient language, and it's been used for millennia. And the actual sounds that we make are invoking a particular element of nature. So it's quite a beautiful thing. And so the mantra that I just explained to you, Lokah Samastah, means may all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may my thoughts, words and actions contribute to the happiness and freedom of all. And so each mantra in Sanskrit has a meaning that is really an offering. So when we chant mantra, and this is one aspect of it, we are connecting to that vibration. So for that mantra, Lokah Samastah, it's very much a vibration of offering kindness from our hearts to all beings and wishing them well. There might be mantras that are more focused on expansiveness and joy, or there's the Ganesha mantra, which is about overcoming obstacles. There are mantras that are devoted to particular deities in the yogic or mythical people, or in the yogic tradition, in the stories. And when we chant those mantras, we are calling on that energy, calling on those aspects of ourselves that we want to take into a particular experience or situation in our lives, perhaps, or that we want to call into the world. So we might call on Durga, and I spoke about Durga a couple of weeks ago. We might call on Durga with the Om Dum Durgaye Namaha, and call on that real fierce warrior goddess within all of us to create change. So when we chant in yoga, it's a specific type of yoga, particularly when we put them to melodies and we sing them together, or chant them together. It's called Bhakti Yoga, so yoga of the heart and yoga of devotion. It's this idea that we connect with each other and we connect with these vibrations, and we offer them in service. We offer those intentions in a way of service in the world. So this practice of bhakti is said to be one of the most simple ways for anyone to be able to connect with the essence of yoga. Obviously we have many limbs of yoga, many styles of yoga, from the physical practice to breath work, and they're all sort of within the hatha system. And then there's the yoga of service and the yoga of study, and bhakti yoga is this beautiful practice of joining together in devotion to the benefit of all in the world. And so it's a really beautiful practice. It can sometimes be a little, I guess you can have a little resistance to it, and I certainly did. So I want to name that, if we're not used to using our voices, and if we might have some preconceived ideas of what it is to sit in circle and chant together, then might feel a little bit uncomfortable. And I know that I certainly had some blocks around using my voice. And even though I've grown up surrounded by music and surrounded by, as a dancer and surrounded by music in my family, I always told myself that I couldn't sing. So it's been a journey to actually sing in front of people, and still really don't see it as being something that is a performance in any way, or needs to look any particular way. And it's the beauty of this practice is that anyone can do it as long as you have a voice. You could even just be clapping your hands just by making some sound. We're coming together and creating this vibration together, and anybody can do that. So it's really open to anybody. And I guess finally I would say that chanting itself is a really beautiful addition to your yoga practice, because it not only is a pranayama in a way, it is a breathing exercise. You'll through repetition of the mantras out loud and the way that you breathe, you actually are working on the vagus nerve and that parasympathetic nervous system and activating that, and also having a real impact on your lung capacity and the quality of your breath as well. So chanting can be a wonderful thing to do, activity to do, practice to do before you meditate. And also it's a wonderful tool to bring into your asana practice too, to have perhaps a pose or a sequence of poses that are aimed at invoking a particular type of energy, and then adding a mantra to that is super powerful. I will say though that these mantras are powerful, and because we are working with these elements, these natural elements, through the use of sound, they can have a really big impact on our nervous system. So you might find that if you're chanting for the first time, that you have some big releases of emotion. You might find that you can't make a sound, your throat's blocked, or somewhere else in your body feels stuck. You might find that you have overwhelming feelings of joy and connection and love. There are many different emotions and many different experiences and individual experiences through chanting. And it's, all of those are normal, but we need to be aware of them and make sure that we don't, overly excite our nervous system. So if you're just joining me, I'm explaining a little bit about chanting. Say hi and drop a comment in if you're joining me live and you have any questions about chanting. So I'm just wrapping up chatting about that chanting aspect and bhakti aspect of the event that we're organising for Monday the 22nd of June, our winter solstice gathering and new moon circle. And I'm going to be leading, and myself and Carly are going to be leading some chanting on that night, and really encourage you to come along and be curious and open to that whole experience. Again, the way that we connect with our hearts through this offering of these intentions through these mantras. So those connecting with that devotion to light, to the sun, to hi Mandy, that devotion to the benefit of all beings, that's the Lokah Samastah mantra, And yeah, so if you've never done chanting before, then we would really love you to come along and take part and just see what it's like and make your own mind up. Most people I know who have come along to kirtans, even though they weren't sure what they were about, they found it to be a really powerful experience. Hey Carol, hey Tim, how you going? So you're just catching the end of me chatting about kirtan and chanting, and a little bit of a 101 if you've never been involved in that before and you've never chanted before. And so I'm actually going to just invite you to do a really short practice with me if you want to, or you can just listen. I'm going to sing 3 Oms and 3 rounds of Lokah Samastah mantra, and then an Om and 3 Shantis. And so the Lokah is Lokah Samastah Sukinoh Bhavantu, and Om and then Shanti, 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 which means peace, peace, peace. So I have my harmonium here. Hopefully it comes across over the iPhone. So if you want to join in with me, please do. We'll take a deep breath in. A smooth breath out, and then taking a deep breath into Om. And then we sit with just the silence for a moment. Lokah Samastah Sukinoh Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May my thoughts, words and actions contribute to the happiness and freedom of all beings. Just notice how that vibration feels in your body. And if you have any questions at all, pop them in the comments, and I'd love for you guys to let me know honestly how that feels for you, and if you'd like to come and do some more chanting together, if you feel uncomfortable about using your voice, or whether it's something that you feel really called to, what part of the practice might really resonate for you and what might not. So I'd love to hear from you guys. And as a reminder, the event that we're running is on the 22nd of June. We've got a few spots left for the circle and the gathering. I think we've only got 4 spots left because we're really limited in numbers. So if you haven't booked in, please come and please check on our website and pop in your space. Hey Carol, thanks. Yeah, very moving. They are very moving. Some of the mantras really, really get you in the heart. And I mentioned this before in the video that, you know, don't take lightly the impact that these sounds can have on us, because they are, you know, these ancient sounds that are really talking to and invoking these elements of nature, and they can really move us, the sounds and the melodies. So yeah, it's powerful stuff. Another beautiful aspect of yoga that we have at our tools. Mandy, the event on the 22nd is from 6 till 8. So we have a new moon sister circle starting at 6 o'clock, and then we'll be doing the solstice gathering kirtan chanting from 7. So we're sort of, people can book for the whole thing. Obviously, the first hour is only for people who identify as a woman. So if anyone wanted to come just to the second half, they could absolutely do that. We just need to manage the numbers because of restrictions. And all of the profits for the event are going to the fund for David Dungay Jr., who was an Aboriginal man who died in police custody, and there's a case that's being put there's an appeal for his case that we're helping to fund. It is in Brightwood, it's in Pulpunka, and it's $20 for a ticket. And we're playing with the idea of streaming all or part of it, so online. If that's something that, you know, interests you, please let us know. We'll try and work out the technology around that. So yeah, we're not sure how that will work with the technology, but we'll try and do that if there's enough interested people that can't make it in person. All right. Thanks for joining me. If you're joining me live, and if you're catching up on this later, then you can still write in the comments if you've got any questions or any feedback, and love to hear how these practices land for you. So hope you have a wonderful day. I'm teaching a class tonight at 8 o'clock, so a restorative class. If you want to join in that, head over to brightyogaspace.com. You can book your spot to join the class live, or you can get it on a replay as well. So, alrighty. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all very soon. Bye.